What up? Good morning. Welcome to another edition of the Brothers of Legacy. I'm your host, AJ Walker, the pusher, the grower, the motivator. So I appreciate you guys for being here this morning. This Friday, FreeStyle Friday. And I want to have an interesting conversation today. What we hate about social media. I saw something today, but I had to rethink it, and we're going to dig into that. And right now, I'm sending out my text to the community. Oh, I'm a little late with it. My bad. I got kind of flooded with a lot of stuff I was writing down. Let's see. All right, discussing. All right, what we hate about social media, about SM. All right, so that's what we're talking about today. So I'm gonna do my long intro, which is by next month it's gonna be different. It's gonna be fire. Maybe put some fire on it. All right, so give me 1 second. Let's go into that. So it gives me a few minutes to do what I do. I got my man MC8. Is that dude still alive? Is he still making music? I can't even think of one song. I know who he is. I can't even think of one song because he wasn't, unfortunately, if you grow up in New York and you're like, why am I on this? Because if you follow enough, Kaneem, he's been putting some classic hip hop artists and his as who he is or whatever. And MC8, anybody, unfortunately in New York, and I used to feel proud of it, but I feel bad. New York, we always close ourselves off for the most part from the rest of the world. Like a few artists like NWA, like kind of seeped into our radio streams, but for the most part, a lot of these dudes didn't. They may have had one hit that blew up enough that made it to our charts or whatever, but for the most part, New York kind of kept everybody out. It was like, you got maybe one, if you had that platinum, it got in because we had, the radio station had to play you. But outside of that, everything else we didn't really know. But yeah, so let's get into it. I know off topic, but on topic as well. All right, so let me go ahead and drop this, and we'll be right back after this.
I want to welcome you to the Brothers of Legacy broadcast, where we are changing our community one conversation at a time, every day.
We are creating a new legacy.
Change gon' come, change gon' come, change gon' come, change gon' come, change gon' come.
A co-op has to start with ownership.
Right.
We have a mindset of either I want to make a lot of money or survive. Make a bunch of money or I got to figure out how to survive.
When you have a real bond, when everyone has, we come in with real expectations. Because this is covenant.
The whole premise is that we as a people, with our money and time, aren't often making this general possible, often invested in the legacy.
You're watching the Brothers of Legacy. We don't stand out. We stand up.
Spliggity splow. Good morning. What's up, my brother Kaneem? How's it going?
What is the word?
The word, today's word is social media. I guess that's 2 words, right? That's 2 words. All right. So listen, I appreciate you guys for being here rocking with us. It's Friday, Freestyle Friday. So don't let the topic get you messed up, because we may start one place and end up somewhere totally different. There goes Sam. Good morning, sweetie Bop.
Good morning, Sam.
All right. So the first thing, and I'm trying to get someone on to kind of discuss it more because I don't want to glaze over it, but I do not want to end this week without mentioning 988. 988 on your phone. You go down 988. It's reroutes to the suicide hotline. But the goal is, from some of the videos I'm watching, is to be so much more, meaning when there's a mental health crisis, instead of calling 911, you're calling 988 to get the proper authorities. She said, Facebook ain't sending out your notification today, and then I struggle to find you. See, haters. So if you're on Facebook, I'm going to show you something real quick, and hopefully it works. I don't know, because I've hit it too, and sometimes I get notifications. Let me see, did I get my notifications in there? Nope. But I'll show you guys anyway. Let me see. Let me see if I got it on going on. All right. Come on. It's not doing it. All right. Let's see if I change that. All right. So 988 is the hotline for mental health. And the idea, the full idea, basically, from what I've been kind of studying, going through some of the YouTubes or whatever, just to kind of understand. Because at first I was like, is it just another suicide hotline, or one number, a smaller number to get to the suicide hotline? But it's supposed to be so much more than that. So hey, Mama Corey, when something happens and your child's trying to commit suicide, well, I don't want to say child, but someone's trying to commit suicide, or there's a mental health breakdown, you should be able to call that number, because you need specialists to kind of de-escalate a situation, because it's a mental health crisis, and not like I'm trying to bust in Kaneem's door, we got beef, that's when you call 911, because you want police coming in hot. Like, I need them coming in. I need them to squash this situation. But when there's a mental health crisis and parties involved are calling someone because they know, like, they're not in the right place, it's a mental health. So they got someone that can get on the phone, that can try to talk to the person, and then call the proper authorities that can handle the situation and not come in hot, because they know what they're dealing with, in the sense, or they know the questions to ask. So they know, okay, this person is in this kind of space. Or we have to, because everyone has probably like protocols on how to deal with certain issues. This is the protocol to deal with this, so we can, so the situation can end amicably, just in not an unhealthy manner, like someone dies, unnecessarily. So I think that's the idea. So just so you guys know, if you have a situation, or know somebody in a situation, 988 is the number to call. It was unfortunate they had a story in South Carolina, basically, that has a big space for suicide prevention, where a lot of 988 calls will get routed to, but they said only a quarter of the area is actually full with people. They are lacking, either because of funding, because I don't think it's a lack of getting people in. I think it's just was the funding. So, like we talked about probably previous this week, now that this is an initiative, maybe more money will be available, to extend in this space. All right. So 988. Let me get Pastor in the building. Good morning, Pastor. Good morning.
Happy Friday, everybody. Good to
Yes,
see your
indeed.
faces. Happy Friday, BOL family.
Yes. So right here, if you're on the Facebook space, let me see. Yeah. Can you see that? Let's see. Slide it over a little bit. See the bell? Hit the bell notification. Boom. Hold on. And it says all live notifications. Hit that, and you may get it. Because honestly, I've hit it, and guess what? I don't even get notifications. Because I do. Because at first I was like, well, maybe because I'm the one creating it, I shouldn't. But I have gotten notifications. So the days that I'm not, I feel like nobody else is either. Come on, Facebook. I get it, you want to make money, but at least live by your own rules. If I'm following and I actively hit all live notifications, I should get all live notifications. You know what I'm saying? Like, just come on, just follow your own rules. I get it. I can't put my information out like back in the day, which is a beautiful thing. I wish I took advantage of it then, but such is life. Such is, like you ever hear a rule change like, oh, I didn't even think about taking advantage of that. Like, dang it, they just changed the rule on me. So today we're talking, speaking of which, what I hate about social media. That's number one. But So today, right? So I don't know. This is kind of crazy, but why I put what I hate about social media. Sometimes the things that you learn on social media that you was better off not knowing. All right. Anybody on TikTok enough? There's this thing, and I just found out through Facebook. They was talking about it. The broccoli thing. I'm gonna say the broccoli thing. I'm waiting for anybody to respond. Anybody know what's going on with broccoli? And it's nothing new. Just it's the broccoli thing. So apparently, right? I'm not gonna show it. Don't worry. In broccoli, no matter. I'm not gonna say no matter what you do. And I'm assuming it's fresh broccoli because I can't imagine frozen block. Okay, because someone posted they're never eating broccoli again. They love broccoli. They're never eating broccoli again. Apparently, there are bugs that inhabit the broccoli, right? So I was like, I get it. Bugs get in stuff. But even someone had bought broccoli from a store. They cooked it and everything, but there were bugs still in there, right? So my question in the post was like, are you guys eating this fresh and organic? And the lady just answered, said yes and yes. Now, if you really understand what organic is, and to my knowledge, at least the basis of organic is there is no pesticides on your food, on this food. That's been my understanding of one of the basics. There's probably more, but the basics of organic, there are no pesticides on your food. So what I say to that is, this is the risk that you're gonna take because farmers didn't put pesticides on there just to put pesticides on there. They're putting on there because they know, these bugs get an attack into food. What's up, Deborah? Good morning. Good morning. So, like, I remember working at Costco. I would do returns. People brought back like some branded like cereals, right? It's like, oh my gosh, there's bugs in here. And I would tell them like, look, it's organic. Like, this is the risk that you take because anything get in there, there's nothing to kill them. So all they got to do is eat and multiply. You understand what I'm saying? So I tell people like, organic is good, but it's gonna come with some bugs, right? And anybody on here watching that eat organic want to contest that? I mean, because honestly, that's my knowledge. Organic doesn't have pesticides, And like I said, I get people don't want to eat pesticides, but you're gonna take the pest if you don't have the pesticides, So you're gonna get that extra protein. But like I said, the thing about social media, you learn so much. Sometimes you learn things like, I didn't really want to know that. So is there anything that you ever seen on social media, you guys, or anybody in the audience, that you've seen and you're like, dang it, I didn't want to know that. I love being ignorant about that. I didn't really want to know that this thing had that in it, or this thing actually did this, or came from. Did that really come from there? So can you MC8? What have you seen that made you say like, I didn't really want to know that? Has there been anything that you just like, that was information I really didn't want to know, that I didn't want to know?
Brother, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Your algorithm and my algorithm is totally different. The stuff you looking for and looking at, I'm not looking for and looking at. So I wouldn't know about broccoli and all that. Man, I'll be looking at ridiculous stuff, folks. You know what I'm saying? Trying pranks and
okay. The pranks.
Yeah, they
I
been
got
doing
you.
pranks, and they I saw one yesterday. This dude tried to do a flip
Uh-oh.
off of Suburban, probably about a 95, 96 Suburban, right?
Oh, those big jokers.
Oh yeah, he tried to do a flip now mind you, a backwards flip off of
Woo!
one. So he
Off
halfway
of a
flipped
what?
off of a Suburban,
Bur-
off the hood of
Oh,
a Suburban.
yeah.
And he did the flip went halfway, so he landed stomach, face, legs straight to the concrete. Got up immediately and said, "I tried to land."
That's the
I was
plan.
I was just dying, and it was a duet, right, with a dude, and the dude was like, "Oh," well, of
Reaction.
course, yeah.
On the reaction videos. I got you.
So I be looking at comedic stuff on there. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know if a lot of people on this program, BOL community, but if y'all ever heard of a show called Jackass, it
Oh,
is
I got you.
ridiculously stupid pranks and
Yeah.
attempts at humor that I find hilarious.
He said attempt at humor.
So it was crazy, man. But social media, man. I mean, if I got anything to be upset about is that my children are consumed by it. That's probably about the only thing I
I
can
got
say.
you. I got you.
Other than that, I mean, after it learns what you like,
Right. Oh,
what you're
it's
looking
gonna be
for.
that thing after that thing after that thing. Oh yeah, they already
Yeah,
know.
so I mean,
They already
that'd
know.
be me, man. Like
Right.
I just.
Yeah, it's
What
like
about you? What about you, Brian? Do you ever even get into
uh-uh.
social media about it?
Oh
I
yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
any of them.
Yeah. Oh, he all in.
Yes,
Okay,
I'm online.
what's your algorithm?
I don't know. There's a couple of things because I'm part of everybody's group. So,
No, I'm saying when you looking for stuff like
Right. What do you see?
yeah. What do you
like what just
see?
pops up?
Yeah, it just pops up. That's your algorithm. Whatever pops up is your algorithm.
Yeah. Maverick City.
You say Magic City?
Maverick City.
Oh.
Magic City, no. Maverick City, the gospel.
Yeah. Other side.
Well, I don't know if it's really gospel.
Other side
my
of the tracks.
bad.
Other
My
side of the
bad.
tracks.
Sorry about
He
that.
said,
Yeah. Dallas Cowboys.
Okay.
Stuff.
Okay.
ESPN.
Yeah. That's your algorithm. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm always world news, but church stuff, but I get comedy. All kind of comedy because I'm always looking for a good laugh.
Right.
So
right.
the comedy is huge for me. If I see a good joke, I never share it publicly, but you've heard from me privately.
Yeah.
Some of you.
100%. 100%.
Hey, we'll keep that private.
Yeah.
Listen, and it's funny that you mentioned that, Pastor, because there's always that on the line hilarious, like that you would fall out of your seat funny, but you just like, I'm not gonna share this publicly because half the people in my on my timeline either gonna get offended or won't get the joke, like, or you watch some things that you like, oh, that's so wrong, but that's hilarious, like, oh, that's so jacked up. But that's funny, and that's the one. And honestly, and Pastor, I sent to Sam, like, I won't post it because I'm like, oh, they gonna find this funny,
right? Yeah.
Because like you ever see things happen publicly, like, oh, that's horrible, and then you laugh later, like, that was funny though, like that was hilarious, Oh, so Keita said, did they clean them? So Keita, everybody said they cooked it. They said they cooked it, they boiled it. The lady that made the original post was like, she had just sauteed it to death, like she did things, she cleaned it, cooked it, and still saw it. But like I said, I think like if it's a lack of pesticide thing, a bug can get in and weave its way all through. It's like he on the inside, he or she, but they're on the inside of the plant, having at it. And of course, once you cook and start, then they're like, oh, we gotta get out of here. So of course they all start coming out the sprouts, broccoli. broccoli. That's what we're talking about. Broccoli.
No, I must admit, man, I have
What's up,
I have
Richie?
cooked many a broccoli, many a days, many
Never-
a vegetables. I mean,
Right.
it don't really matter what style or type of vegetable.
Right.
And I have never seen little critters in my food.
Like they showed it. They showed, and several people have showed videos, like, and it was the same kind. So I was like, yeah, it's probably like I said, it's probably the organic, and of course fresh. And it's just.
But I will say this: I never eat organic either. So.
Right. Not purposely. Like I grab.
I'm purposely not eating because I'm looking at that price and I'm like,
right.
So why are you also afraid of natural protein?
Right.
I'm not saying I'm afraid. I'm just.
That's gonna be my next comment too. Like, why do you? That's natural. You're right. It's protein.
I've never seen it on my plate, but I haven't been looking for it that hard either.
Right there.
Listen, everybody listening is eating stuff that they don't want to eat when you eat.
Yes.
Every single day, and probably 90% of your meals have an unwanted guest.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're probably right. I will say this.
Yes.
If I see it, then that's the issue.
Yeah.
If I see it, that's the issue. But if I'm not looking at it,
I got you. Like you see the joint before you dig in, you see like
crawling
on the joint. You're like, okay, I'm chucking that piece. Like, I'm not gonna willfully eat that one.
Hey, since it's freestyle,
right?
Let me throw this out there.
She said, "I don't like this conversation."
Hey, you go to a restaurant, right? We went to the restaurant. Oh man, what was this? Monday, Tuesday this week. So, we go to this restaurant. We love Colorado. Hey, Rich and I was just about to talk about one of them too.
Okay, all right. Story time. It's story time.
So we go to a seafood restaurant. I would put them out there, but I don't want them coming back on me. Well, we go to the seafood restaurant. And we down there about to get ready to eat, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So the food come out, and while we eating, all of a sudden the family, well, I ain't gonna say the family, my children, they now announce that they seen a bug crawling on the floor.
Oh, on the floor.
On the floor.
Okay.
So my wife, she I don't know the medical term for it, but she get stupid when she think about bugs and food. Bugs and food. So she just now we went from a family dinner to is it on me? Is it on me?
Oh Lord.
Where's it? Now literally like she's looking up under the table and looking up. I was like, man. But the thing about it is, do you sit there and continue to eat your food, or do you just get up and leave? What would you do if you saw a bug, a large bug, about the size of your thumb, run across the floor by your table, not on your table, by your table? Do you get up and leave, or do you just stay there and finish your meal?
All right, so I'll say, like, if same situation, family, and it's having a medical problem, a medical situation. As you said, it's time to go because we're not gonna be comfortable. She's not gonna be comfortable. Like, I mean, like, but if it was us eating and I seen it, boom, either I got it, I'm like, and everyone was like, I don't know where it went. I think we would. Okay, I mean, I would continue eating. I mean, because I don't know, like, long as it's not a family, like families of bugs. Like, I mean, we may have an issue, but one, I ain't tripping. Coming off your plate, maybe on the table.
Oh, coming off my plate, I might slam that plate across that restaurant. So I might call the police on me, man. On my plate, what the heck?
Oh no, I don't know, Deborah. Kitchen, just like get up and leave. The kitchen's probably nasty too. I mean, one
I ain't
bug,
mad at you. I ain't mad.
one
Hey, you and my
bug,
wife
bugs,
on the same
bugs.
page.
Y'all stop it. Y'all got bugs in the house. It's not. It may not be an infestation, but we've seen a bug or two in the bathroom, in the kitchen. You know, like I said,
Right.
a family is like, oh, we missing something. I need the orchid man out here. But you know, he's right, like right there. And he tell me he know once. Yeah, what happened? Nothing.
Oh, well, hey,
Like
the wife is on
yeah.
wheels.
Once she
Hey,
like uncomfortable, it's like, well, let's go. We got to roll out because you know Sam be looking. You know, she might try, but she be like, nah, let's go. It's time to go. You know, because then I'm like, no. She might try, but then I'm like, let's just go because you're not comfortable. You probably ain't gonna eat. You're gonna be looking at your plate, thinking you saw the bug on the plate. So
yeah.
let's roll out. All right, Pastor, what do you say?
Sam, you and the wife is right on the same page.
Right. Yeah,
I'm just laughing. It's hilarious to me. You know, nobody wants to see bugs.
No, not at all.
But confession, like to your earlier point, I have lived in a house. No, Mom, I know I'm not talking about your house. I didn't know we didn't have bugs. We had them, but we never had an infestation. But we did from every now and then catch a critter. But I have lived in a house, in an apartment that had been infested, where you had to come and like bomb the apartment, 4-unit building, and all they did was travel from unit to unit. You bomb your unit, it goes to the unit downstairs. They bomb their unit, it goes across the hall. They bomb their unit, it goes upstairs, and it comes right back across until you realize that landlord has to bomb all 4 units at the same time. Right. I have had roaches repelling out of a cabinet when you open the cabinet.
Not the cabinet. Oh,
I have had roaches run for cover when you turn the lights on. I have lived that.
Yep.
When I met my wife, when she came to my little apartment, when I was a single parent in LA, she sat on the edge of my couch with her back forward because she didn't like bugs. I'm like, you're from Louisiana.
Right.
And she's like, yeah, I left. So if I see a bug in a restaurant, I am not going to like it.
Yeah.
But it took too much energy to get up, get dressed, and get there, and I'm hungry. But my wife, we gotta go.
Yeah, right. So we all in agreement. We already know. Like if I seen it and nobody else, like, okay, boom, we good. You know, I know if everybody or if the kid at this age, they're gonna probably say something, and then Sam ain't gonna be comfortable. It's gonna be
you want something funny? Imagine lady sitting on my couch, like trying to. Like, that's not going to save you sitting on the edge of the couch. You may as well get comfortable. You know?
You're going to take one with you. Somebody come with you. Oh, man. I think probably when I was in college was when I had to deal with like roaches and stuff like that. Learn to pull the bed off the wall and make sure the sheets are up. No coats on the floor.
Hey man, I remember being in Chicago. We lived in a apartment, and we used to have to wake up in the morning and shake our shoes out to make sure there was no roaches in the shoes. South side of Chicago, 62nd and Marshfield. Man, I don't care if you were within that zip code, you had a bug problem. The roaches.
So
they had that section of the city on lock. Right. Seriously. And I'll never forget. And what's funny is like everybody in my class knew what roaches were. Right. But you did not want to be the one to have a roach crawling out of your book bag. I don't care if everybody had an infestation at home. You did not want to be the one.
You don't want to be that dude. You did
right.
Not
you don't want to be that dude.
Right. And that's so crazy. Like, you know, there's a chance that somebody's gonna come with me, right? Like, no matter how hard I try.
Yeah.
Y'all don't act like y'all ain't got roaches.
Like I think back when you said about a book bag, I don't think I ever had a book bag going to school, man. I carried all my books in my hand, man.
Oh, I had the first time I got a real book bag. I got a Dallas Cowboy book bag in the 8th grade.
Wow.
Yep.
Big time.
8th grade.
Big time.
Yeah. Oh, you could tell me nothing.
Yeah, I don't think I.
Ever had a book
I'm
bag?
trying to think back to middle school.
Dallas
Yeah.
Cowboy book bag, living in Chicago with all those Bears fans.
Right. Oh yeah.
In the 80s.
Bears was big.
70s.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. The Bears was killing
Yeah,
it.
I can't think of. I kept all my stuff in my locker. I ain't never bring no books home.
Now, Chicago, you didn't get lockers in Chicago. That was just giving somebody an excuse to break into something.
Oh, they did that too, but I ain't had nothing in our books.
Yeah, at Charles Earl, we didn't have lockers in middle school, man. No way. That was a fight waiting to happen.
Wow.
Yeah.
I had a locker issue. I couldn't. Me and the locker always struggled. So I carried.
Yeah, I never saw a locker until high school.
I carried my book bag all the time. Yeah, well, we didn't. Well, I was in a junior high, so 8th grade is when we got lockers. He said, "Pastor Brian, you're brave, man."
That's not bravery, man. That's just survival.
Right.
You know,
right.
Sometimes you think it's brave, but what happens when you have no choice?
Yeah, you ain't got no.
That's good. Is it really bravery?
Yeah.
Right.
Is it bravery when you have no other option?
Oh, yeah.
As a kid, like I just survived. I made it. High five.
Yeah, I mean, you run away, but you come back and they're still there.
Right.
You know, so you grin and bear it.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
Yeah, all my family, all of them had roaches. I'm talking about it wasn't. You couldn't go not one of my family members.
Right.
I had 2 or 3 cousins had roaches in their ears and had to go to the doctor and stuff like that. Yeah.
Jesus.
We are grossing these women out, I promise you. But I have another story.
They ain't left. I see the numbers.
While we're at it, I'll never forget falling asleep on the couch one night, eating a snack. And I think I must have had something in my fingernail, piece of food or something, and my hand was hanging off the couch. And I woke up the next morning and part of my finger and my nail had been chewed because a mouse was eating off my finger while I was asleep. Yes, I had been drinking. I was a teenager in high school and sitting in the living room and ate some food and woke up the next morning and part of my nail had been eaten away and some of my skin had been eaten away because my finger was hanging off the couch. That happens.
Different one accord on different platforms with the same things.
Them old school mouse traps that you had to set. Oh, man, I done broke my finger about 2-3 times one of them things, man. Trying to put. And my granddad, he always wanted us to set it, and he would show us one time, right? He would put it, and literally now we would be outside on the front porch, and he would show us how to set these traps, right?
Right.
And tell us what not to do. You know what I'm saying? So if we was putting cheese or bread or peanut butter or something like that on these traps, so it was our job to put the trap. That's cold blooded.
Oh man. Okay.
She said she ain't touching you at all. No
at
purpose.
all. You just nasty. That's just nasty.
Oh, well, I guess so. Well, you let that one out the gate. You got you got one person that ain't gonna fool with you. She's not gonna fool with you. Y'all have visual communication from now on.
Right.
Oh man! But hey, the rat trap.
Yeah.
It's something about the old school. No, now they just catch them and let them go in the wild somewhere. But back in the day, man, setting them traps was a duty that you did not want to fail at. I'm trying to tell you, boy. And they woke everybody up when one of them got caught.
Right.
Everybody gonna run into it.
Go check it. I want to see it. I don't want to see it.
We wanted to see it. We wanted to see like it's still alive.
He's so loud.
We want to
Oh
see.
man.
Back in the day, our kids, boy, I know mine, will never
Right.
know
Right. No.
how it was
Right.
in our youth.
Right. Never. Never know. Them traps. Mm-mm.
No, they have the audacity to tell you what they want to eat,
Right.
what they want to wear. I mean, it's just a different day. Just a different day.
Yeah. I was laughing at my baby girl yesterday. She had took her braids out. They had been in shoes. And the wife wanted the truck washed. And I was like, well, shoot, Brett and Bree, they can go out there and wash it. They done done it before.
Right.
She was like, and Bree was like, I'm trying to keep my hair curly because we gotta go. Well, we gotta go to open house today. You know what I'm saying? I was like, keep your hair curly. Girl, you better get them shoes on to get the moving down the stairs.
There's videos out there that show you different generations of children when given an assigned task. Hey, go pick that bag up, that sack up, and take it. Right? You saw that?
Yeah.
It was like 80s children, 90s children, and then 2K children.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the 80s children would grab the sack, throw it over their shoulder, look, balance it on their elbow, whatever. Anything else you need, Mom? Anything else you need, Dad?
Right.
The 90s children grab the bag and they complain, oh God, it's heavy.
Yeah.
2K children, they run in the other direction. They're not even grabbing it. They don't even want to touch it. My nails, my hair, man.
Right.
Listen, I'm not trying to talk about y'all babies, but there is a drastic difference between teenagers in the 80s and teenagers today when it comes to manual labor. And we have ourselves to blame.
Right.
Yeah, but I will agree with that 100%, sir.
Yeah.
I will agree with that, but I don't care. Even though I made you this way, I'm gonna be. What's the word I'm looking for? Oxymoron, a hypocrite. Whichever one of you is, that's what I'm gonna be.
No, look, it's easy. I've learned better. When you know better, you do better.
Right.
It may hurt now, but it'll save you later. That's right.
I spoil you and I get on your nerves at the same time. Yeah.
Sam's blaming the water. She says, right, something in this water. These kids suck.
Yeah. No, I have repented to my children. Seriously. Nice. I have apologized for spoiling them. Because it comes back to haunt you. Now, I don't think there's anything wrong with spoiling girls. Anything. Nothing. But boys can't do it. When I look around now and I see too many of these young boys have the same excuses that the girls have, and I just can't deal with it. Can't deal with it. Sorry. But that's another topic for another day. That's another topic.
FreeStyle Friday.
You saw me getting ready to go there. I was on my way. I was on my way.
We'll spend a whole hour on that because I want to chime
in. Bring it back in. So, real quick, we said appreciate you guys for being here. Make sure you join in our text community. Text LWN to 84576. Everybody that's watching, what I need you to do, like right now, especially on the Facebook page, on the Facebook. What up, Ephraim? Good morning, my brother.
Brother E.
Make sure you are sharing. Click the link. Share it to everybody. Spam them all. Spam them. Just spam them. That's all. That's all I'm asking. Just spam. Go to your inbox. Hit all. And if you're on Facebook, go to the Brothers of Legacy Facebook page as well. Hit that button that says invite. Invite all. Get everybody in. And let them know what we're doing. FreeStyle Friday, it's always keeping it light, keeping it fun. Today I just kind of went on the topic of what I hate or dislike about social media. So any of you guys in the audience that have something that you do not like about social media, like I said, for me, it's just some things, knowing things I didn't really want to know. Hey there, Mr. Lane. How you doing? So make sure you are. I don't even know. I lost my train of thought there, but let's bring it back. So what is it that you don't like about social media? Let's keep it light. You ain't got to get deep with it. Like I said, for me, it's knowing things that I didn't really want to know. We was talking about the bugs and the broccoli. Oh, she said, "Oh no." She said, "Oh no, I can't. You can't just copy, take that link and put it in, Facebook if that's what you want." So Kadeem said he watches mostly funny stuff, entertaining. That was the topic. Because I started talking about broccoli and bug. That was the correlation. Rewind it back. Let's go back to the beginning. That's what we got. Some self-righteous. Oh, he says some people are ignorant, self-righteous, know-it-alls. Everybody's a know-it-all on social media. Don't you know that? Everybody knows everything. Because I tried one year, a whole year.
Exceptionally sensitive.
Yeah, that too. Like you can't even come in with a contrary thought. Hey, you guys ever thought about maybe they were doing such and such? Like he said, the rabbit hole, right? You say, hey, even if it's somebody like they put a figure up there and something like, I don't really like the dude, but in this situation, you guys are kind of out of context. Like you see stuff like that, you're like, I don't like him, but that right there, yeah, that's a little out of context. She said, don't use that tone don't use that tone of voice with me. It's so silly. But yeah, so definitely like everybody feel like they know on posts, like they're the ones that's right. So either you agree or don't say nothing. Is that how social media is? Do you feel like that's what social media is like? Either you agree with the post or don't say nothing, unless they're asking a question. Let's see.
Yeah, social media go always. You agree, disagree, don't say nothing. I mean, it's all up to the person that's looking at it or whatever particular post or video or whatever.
Right.
It could be anything, man. But I don't never comment on a lot of the stuff that I see, but I just be laughing out loud or saying this is ridiculous or whatever.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I'm looking at it as I'm almost 50. I'm almost up there with you, Brian. So I'm I'm looking at it from a very mature perspective. You know what I'm saying? So if I was younger, I probably would look at it differently or probably use it differently. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Right. Sam says she don't comment because I don't have time for all the back and forth. True.
It was this one cat though. That used to be in our, this one cat that used to be in our little circle. I play poker.
Okay.
Night, so he was in our little poker group, and this cat boy, when your boy Trump got elected and all that, and he was just a big old Trump supporter. Trump this, Trump that, this, that, and the third. I'm talking about he was just going hard for Trump.
Okay.
I was like, come on, man, really? And then when Black Lives Matter just hit the scene, George Floyd and everything, and it was just all that he was like, it was George Floyd's fault. He shouldn't have did this. He didn't have to. Hey, I'm talking about when I say he was going nuts. So we was going back and forth.
Right.
And I was like, okay, I see now you was undercover. That's what it was. You was in our group.
Right.
You was doing surveillance for the white supremacy. You didn't went back to Minnesota. Right. You didn't engage all your little white supremacist buddies now, and you gonna go back and brag to them that I was with black folks in Atlanta, and this is what they do. Like, don't you ever come? If you ever come back to Georgia, make sure I'm a face you never see, because it's gonna be a misunderstanding on site.
Okay, let me ask you this though. And there's a whole nother conversation, but like when it comes to things like that, right? Is it some people that they don't? It's not a dislike for black people, right? They'll hang out.
He was like, F Black Lives Matter. But go ahead.
No, I get what you're saying,
Mhm.
But it's not that I don't like black people. They don't like, how could I say, I guess the inclusiveness. I don't know if it, I know, and I hear what you said, even, I mean, and I heard what you said, the undercover white supremacy. But if I can offer this, right? And I'm not saying he's right. Just before anybody starts like ready to type, like, I do it, AD. I dare you. I dare you. Go and say something crazy. Like, so not that. But what I'm saying is, I don't know, like how, I don't even know how to really word it. Like, because there's people that don't like, they won't hang out with black people regardless. Like, they're just, it's not my thing. You know, we don't jive like that. We don't have the same kind of thinking. You know, I feel this way, you feel this way. But what if it's, I'm trying to word it in there. What if it comes from a different, I know you say the undercover thing, like he spent the time trying to sneak in and infiltrate. I don't ever give him that much credit. Like, you're thinking
infiltrate what? What do you mean?
Because he's saying undercover white supremacist, right? But he used to hang out with you guys playing poker, right? And from my understanding, Kaneem, it's predominantly black, right? It's probably
He's
probably the only white one.
And check it out. No, he wasn't even white.
Oh, wait, stop. Let's go back. Okay, what was it, like Spanish or something, or black?
He wasn't even white. He was Asian.
Oh,
yeah, but we live in. Okay, so let me say this. And to all you folks who are getting ready to get mad at the church because I said it, shame on you.
Shame on you.
This is the book of Brian. Why would that be a surprise to anybody? Because in America, the only thing that you don't want to be is black.
Okay.
Asians come to America. Latinos come to America. And if they have the choice, what side do you think they're going to creep to? As long as you don't call me the N-word.
Mm-hmm.
See, everybody in their mind thinks at least I'm not black.
All right.
The non-black folks
right.
that are not white.
Right. right.
That happens. Because there's an option.
Right.
It's just that simple. Some folks don't choose that option. They don't choose the low-hanging fruit. Right. But come on now. That's reality. And you can be mad, but the reality is when push come to shove, I've seen more, and Lord knows, this is a challenging conversation, but let me tell you what I've seen in my experience.
Okay.
I've seen a lot of Latinos that hang out with black people and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to getting advantages, nah, they creeping over to the right side. What I mean right, I'm talking about GOP. I'm talking about Republican. I'm talking about wanting to flock with folks that are considered conservative. I'm not talking about black conservatism and anything like that. I'm saying when the options are there.
Right.
When the options are there. You have black folks that are mixed that would choose other instead of choosing black because I got to accept all my races. Yeah, you're right. But the world, you look at you like you black. You understand?
Right.
My son was as light as Casper the Friendly Ghost.
Right.
And I said, you Negro. Right. And I'm saying because I'm your father.
Right.
I'm the seed that planted you. That's the reality. Right. That's who you are. Now you have this in you.
Right.
But when you walk through this world, yeah, you are mixed. You are of mixed race. But I walk in my blackness. So my black kingship. Yeah, I have white in me. I have all of it. Yeah, but I'm black. That's real. I ain't saying it's right, but that's real.
So Sam asks, why can't I not like something? Doesn't equate to race,
can.
But doesn't have
yeah,
to
I don't think those are mutually exclusive. I don't
like
think I agree with you, Samantha.
When they come to human beings, you cannot like another white person. It ain't because you don't like them because they white. You like them because of some kind of characteristic that they have. You know what I'm saying?
They're foul.
But that goes to the point that I was trying to make, and thank you for putting that up there because that makes what my point was. It's going to be a little clearer. So him not liking Black Lives Matter, right, may not actually equate to racism, but maybe something else.
Listen,
Dude, he said
you can
George
hate,
Floyd.
you can despise Black Lives Matter because every organization has one or two bad apples. Not everybody is being driven by the same
100%.
motivation.
I know what I'm saying. I know what you're saying.
But what happens is that the narrative becomes based on the bad apple.
Right. The narrative. Narrative.
So you cast a broad stroke of blame on the entire organization because of the narrative.
Right. And so sticking with that narrative, I know what you're saying about George Floyd. It was, to us, it was clear what happened, right? But there's a narrative.
Everybody, it was clear.
Hear me out. The narrative, right? If you watch something and someone is describing it a different way, right? Planting a seed of doubt, thinking a little different. You feel what I'm saying? And to their credit, they've known, and other stations do it too, but Fox News is great at kind of shifting narratives. But when it came to George Floyd, I think Fox was on board. Probably the one time. But hear me out, because a lot of time, this is what happens a lot of time in the conservative space. A story that we see one way, right? Let's take Trayvon Martin. That was probably the biggest.
You should stick with George Floyd.
What I'm saying, but it's the same thing.
No,
George Floyd is just more extreme visually because we all saw it happen.
Right.
Yeah, we didn't see Trayvon Martin. We heard, we got court documents, we got excerpts.
But his thing was he deserved it, because that's what you're saying, right? He kind of brought this upon himself. And I don't agree with that at all. But that's what kind of like the narrative he was sticking to. Based on what you started saying.
George Floyd.
Yes, George Floyd.
Yeah, he was thinking that he brought that on himself.
Right.
If he didn't go in there,
right,
he didn't pass a counterfeit bill, he wouldn't have died.
Right. I know.
That's ridiculous.
I got you.
Yeah, because you may as well say, man, if he had just stayed in the bed that day.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Right. But that's not the issue. The issue, it's clear when you see what happened. Right. It becomes shady when people start talking about his background.
100%.
Because talking about the background begins to desensitize people to the gravity of what actually took place,
and diminish him as a human being.
Yeah, and that's but here's the thing: that can only work if you already have a diminished value of the subject. If you already feel a certain way about the type of person or what you consider, whatever category you put him in, if you already feel a certain way about that category, all I have to do is put him there and it'll change your level of sensitivity with what happened to him.
Come on, hey, Brian, rewind that and spit it back out so he can understand.
In other words, if you already don't like black people and you don't know anything about his background and you see that, you say, man, he got straight murdered. But when somebody says, yeah, but you know what he was doing before that happened? You know what? Wow. Yeah, if only. That's what happens. Because it happens every time something happens to one of us. We start peeling back their background, where they come. I'm saying, and what's amazing to me, what's really amazing to me is when you look at the other side, when you look at other races that commit crimes, and you start looking at the background of those individuals, the background sends you one message. In 9 cases out of 10, tell me if I'm wrong, all these shootings and stuff that have happened, there were always signs leading up to it that no one paid attention to. Right.
Oh, for the mass shootings, yeah.
Right. But they become sick or unhealthy mentally
after everybody's dead that they killed. Right.
And they survive the ordeal. But all of that is because you already have a value placed on the individual. So how you feel about the individual, think about the running back. There was a video out there, the running back for the Green Bay Packers. There was a soccer game at the Green Bay Packers stadium. I forgot the name of the stadium. And I forgot the name of the running back AJ Dillon, who's the running back for the Green Bay Packers. It was a rain delay at a soccer game in Green Bay, and AJ Dillon was there, had the jersey of the home soccer team on, jumped out of the stands in the rain to entertain that section of the audience that he was in front of, that he was sitting with. There were police down there on the ground. So a couple of the police officers allowed him to jump down and go out shaking hands to people because he's a Green Bay Packer running back. He was shaking hands and all that, waving at people. They were cheering, and he was going to do the Lambeau leap. Well, I guess there was a police officer down there on the ground who didn't realize this was AJ Dillon. Imagine a police officer in Green Bay working at the stadium who cannot recognize the starting running back for your home team. Okay? So AJ Dillon down there, and he goes to do the Lambeau leap, and the police officer grabs him by the back of his shirt collar and keeps him from jumping and says something to him. And you can see AJ Dillon saying, I'm just gonna do the Lambeau leap. He didn't do anything aggressive towards the cop. He was very calm, very humble. And he was like, I just want to do the Lambeau leap. And the officer says, well, do it then. And he pushes him. Oh, and go ahead, jump. And I don't know what he said, but that's what it looks like he was doing. Right. And then after that, AJ Dillon's statement was, it was just a simple misunderstanding. A couple of officers had given me permission to jump down and entertain the crowd. But I'm like, it's his stadium. He get paid millions of dollars to run on that same field. And that police officer in front of the crowd had no reason to put his hands on him. None. But it happened. Why does that happen just off the cuff? Because the value that you place on the target. When you have a diminished value on the target, it's going to greatly impact how you react and how you deal and interact with that target. That's just how it is. Y'all know when y'all don't like somebody. Your nerves, your patience, your kindness can be impacted based on how you feel about that individual. Y'all know that. Everybody in here knows that. You have to work at it.
You know when I don't like you. Let me tell you that now. You know when I don't like you.
You're gonna know.
Everybody in the room gonna know I don't like you.
Right. All right. All right.
Yeah. Go ahead, AD. Marinate on that, buddy. I see you. I see the wheels turning.
Let's talk about it. Listen, that's good. That's good, Pastor. You know how it is when you don't like somebody.
Yeah.
It is.
It is.
Okay, we'll dig into that. We will.
Yeah, the only difference is, it's not us out there doing that on that level. That's all.
Right.
That's all. But
But like I said, the whole thing was about this dude who was, I thought was a friend of ours.
Right.
Who we played poker with for years.
Right.
Went back to Minnesota, decided that when that George Floyd thing happened, he was like, oh, that he called that upon himself. And the audacity for him to go in on everybody who was thinking that this was just uncalled for, which led to the promotion and the push of Black Lives Matter. And he was just like, he did that. He deserved that.
Listen, this is why all you keep doing is pointing me to the cross. This is why I love the Lord so much. Because God is exposing.
That's what I told him. That's what I said. I said he's exposed.
Yeah, this is a season. We have been operating in a season of exposure. I got a guy I went to high school with, man, been knowing him almost 40 years. And grew up together, hung around the fellas. He was a white guy. We were in school together from middle school all the way through high school. His sister dated a black guy, cool black guy. He was one of the cool fellas. Back when we was decorating bikes, y'all remember we was putting streamers and all of that, stretchers and everything, banana seats. You remember all that, right?
Right.
And we were riding wheelies. Used to call it walking the bike, right? And this dude was bad. He was bad. He had the best bike in the neighborhood.
Uh-huh.
And this guy's sister dated him all through school. The number of people that had no idea that this dude didn't like black people. We didn't find out until Trump ran for president. He lived his entire life lying. He just stayed cool. But when Trump started, I'm telling you, that triggered a change in this dude. And he is forever changed. And he let everybody know. And everybody, all the fellas are like, what? I can't say his name.
No, don't say his name. You ain't got. So okay, let me ask you this then. So Ephraim says something, right? Let's have this conversation. So AD, to me, what are you trying to say? All white people aren't bad. Maybe they do like us, but it's just a misunderstanding. I won't say too much misunderstanding is kind of lightening, but I will say, like my man, the Asian dude, right? MC8, maybe, possibly. Let me just my disclaimer. I'm not defending him. Maybe, possibly, right? The way I grew up, right? I grew up kind of conservatively, right? Black neighborhood, black, but mindset conservative, right? Never really understanding the full parameter of how people live and things you go through. You know, I grew up with the mindset, if you was homeless, that was your fault. Like you did that, 100%. You just lazy. Can I keep it real? This is just who you are,
Yeah, that's a real misunderstanding because I've been homeless.
Right. And I purposely said that because it's, you guys have kind of been through that. Right. But growing up, realizing like, oh, stuff happens.
Yeah.
Stuff goes wrong. I had this great idea. I had this great thing that thought was a good decision. Just goes bad. Understanding life happens. Open my eyes, right? And to your point, like we grow up together in a neighborhood and you have this one mindset, right? But then I get around another group of people, whether it be white, black, Hispanic, Asian, whatever, and they talk a different language. And I adapt into that language. Do you understand what I'm saying? And my reality may shift. And it to the wrong, and now it's closed up. Instead of opening, now it's narrowed. Those people. I don't totally believe that every origin of what considered racism is from every white person. I think sometimes it's exposure or the lack thereof that keep people in an ignorant state. You understand what I'm saying?
Listen, I am a believer. I'm a believer in that. If it's in you, it's been in you. Right now, I understand that you can be overcome. Listen. I understand biblically. I understand that you can be overcome spiritually. I understand what emotional distress can bring about.
Right.
I understand what mental anguish, stress and pressure can do to an individual.
Right.
What I will say is a foundationless existence makes you susceptible to the wind blowing, to whatever direction the wind is blowing. Mm-hmm. If you are not rooted and grounded, you will be tossed to and fro. You will be, and I'm saying, and here's the reality. That's why I love the Lord, because he tells us you're born in sin and shaped in iniquity. That's why you have to be born again. Mm-hmm. Right? You have to establish a spiritual foundation. Upon this rock, I will build my church. You're the church. I'm the church. And the gates of hell, hate, deceit, bitterness, unforgiveness, all that stuff. The gates of hell shall not prevail against it. When you have a foundation, that's why the old folks used to say, when you know that you know that you know. You understand?
I do.
That's the reality. And so when you see this kind of stuff happen, I know the difference between, now it all makes sense. Right. That's always been in you versus, wow, that got you like that? People get revelations every day.
Right.
There are people who look like me who grew up hanging out with me, but at some point in their life, they started hating the color of their skin.
Right. 100%.
At some point.
I can imagine that.
You are without a foundation of sense of pride for who you are. That is a lack of identity. That's what that is. And that means you've had that struggle, because if you really knew, nothing could shake you like that. Nothing could make you hate the color of your skin.
Right.
You have to be lacking foundation. That's real. But that's the thing that we have to recognize, so that you don't spend so much time hating the individual. Hate the spirit, rebuke the spirit, the behavior, love the individual.
Okay.
The Bible says my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Ignorance kills. So I have to educate you into how you're acting and the potential impact of what you're doing, not only to yourself, but to those around you.
I got you.
Yeah, I feel you on that. But we talking about a 40-year-old man. You know what I'm saying? We ain't talking about nobody that could be educated as a youth and then brought up in foundation. His foundation was already there. He's 40 years old. You know what I'm saying? Whatever he's standing on, he gonna stand on that till the day he die. You feel what I'm saying?
I do.
At least that's my opinion.
Got you.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
good.
I agree with you. I'm saying, but there are certain cases where you'd be like, wow, that was always there.
Right. You can be awakened to certain things.
I'm like, hold on. So, like you said about your buddy with Trump, I'm like, hold on, dude. We've been playing. I mean, we've been socializing with you, drinking, tripping, joking, just having good times. And then when and then to come and find out when all the black folks, because you know when you usually post on Facebook, a lot of your other people see that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So when you ain't got no other black people in your new circle, you know what I'm saying? Like when you go back to Minnesota, nobody black. All of those black is back in Georgia.
Is there a lot of us there?
In Minnesota? Yes.
Or the party might be a lack of exposure too. But I got
a high school.
You got to remember,
George from high school that is a prosecuting
in Minnesota.
No, I got you. Minnesota was horrible. Where he got killed was even worse. They got corruption and stuff going on there all the time. But yeah, no, I got you.
Oh, you mean like they don't in Georgia?
He got back to ground zero where everything's happening. So he was going to the protests and he was all in the mix.
Right.
You know, you feel what I'm saying? Like he was there.
Okay.
And he was saying, F Black Lives Matter. George Floyd calls on himself. Like, you there, dog. I'm like, I mean, you can ride, you can actually drive up to where it happened.
What happened? Right. I got you. See the flowers and everything. Right.
Yeah, I'm like, and you ain't got not even sympathetic that a person has gotten killed unnecessarily by law enforcement.
I got you.
Come on, man. I mean, even if you ain't, like you say, AD, even if you ain't racist, you just saw a human being get killed on national TV.
Got some. I got what you're saying. I hear you. All right, guys, we're gonna get out of here before we go a whole nother hour. I appreciate it.
Yes. Happy Friday, everybody.
Happy Friday.
Enjoy y'all weekend.
Yes, indeed. Continue to stay safe in Georgia, anywhere, honestly, even Chicago, because they drive crazy there too. New York too.
I didn't get a chance to do my jokes.
All right, check it out.
All right, you get 3. You get 3 jokes, and then we out here. 3.
No, I got to go.
Hold on. Know that God loves you.
Hey,
know that we love you, but God loves you.
I'm gonna catch it on replay.
You said you're gonna catch it. All right, go ahead. You got 3.
What did the evil chicken lay?
Oh, Jesus. The evil chicken.
Deviled eggs.
I got that one.
Come on, man. Give me 2 more so I can get up out of here.
Did you all know that atheism is a non-profit organization?
What? Oh,
come on, get this last one out the way. Come on.
No.
We got one more.
One more. Wait,
I got one more. Make it the home run.
Why should you be careful opening your refrigerator door?
Why?
Because there might be a salad dressing.
All right.
Well,